All right, so what's poppin', Big Headed fam? It's your boy Big Gotti. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Big Headed Unfiltered. Also got my other brother in the building,
BZ Mac and the handicap assassin.
Yes, sir. Now today I'm finna be kicking the show off with that Hoover indictment, man.
Sheesh.
So basically the feds came in and they swept up 11 Hoover members.
Damn.
So they was out there, extorting women, had them out there on the blade, selling themselves.
The U.S. Attorney's Office announcing charges against 11 suspected gang members in all, facing charges for an alleged trafficking operation that spanned the Figueroa corridor of Los Angeles. U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley said many of the suspects are pimps, recruiting their victims through social media.
And I want to get your opinion on this, man. What you think about that indictment, man?
Well, they're going to do it too much and get a lot of flamboyant about it and get cocky about it. And that's when, you start catching attention from other people. These people are doing this, or, you got a loose kink in your chain in your gang or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody got loose lips, but yeah. But they make all those, like you said, they make themselves an attention, like you said.
They get hot.
Yeah, you're going to get the wrong attention. And this is what we got here. They're building indictments on everybody. You already see it going on with the neighborhoods and everybody. So you already know it's just a thin line, and they really walking it, taunting the police, and it's they hate it, they see it.
Now for real, so it was 11 members of the Hoovers, and I think P4K, I think he from some blood set, but I think he from the Baby Stone Gorillas.
No, it's
but
deep,
basically, it was him too. And it's a cold situation because a couple months back, I guess the rapper P4K, he got in trouble because people were saying that he was pimping underage girls.
Yeah.
Right. And then I guess they dropped the case because they knew the feds was coming in, and he was going off on YouTube about it. He was going to the blade out there and he beat up this girl on live, and he was like, man, don't be ever saying that I pimped, underage girls, So he made a fool out of that girl. Then it comes out that he was really doing that, So there's been a lot of controversy, And
and they do that. That's how it all starts. There'd be the young ones out there, and there'd be a lot of these gorilla pimps. They try to go out there and muscle them, and that's how it looks to other people too. So people are just like, oh, that shit ain't right. So it's like they start snitching, or the girl don't even want to be in that situation. She starts snitching. So it's like. And they do that a lot, go get young girls, and it's just
that's out of pocket. You can't be doing stuff like that. Now, a lot of people say that Smack from Back on Fig, they say that he's responsible. So basically, Smack, he had a podcast with, I don't know if she was the mayor or vice mayor or whatever of Los Angeles, but basically she was on a podcast with them. You know how
Back
they
on Fig?
No, they on a radio station now out there in Los Angeles. So basically,
I heard he's doing big things.
Yeah, so basically it was him, T-Rail, and they was out there, and Fig. I mean, basically Smack brung up, why don't she stop all the prostitution going on Fig? Why don't she clean up the streets? And that was 3 weeks ago. And apparently everybody's saying because he brung that up, she went out there and hit the blade, and arrested everybody.
Well, that sounds about right. Like you said, you speak that high about it, like you said on the on the podcast or the radio station, everybody's gonna hear it. That's gonna hit a lot of waves, and they're gonna they're gonna call her out, why ain't you doing that?
Yeah, why ain't you doing that?
It's gonna make her look bad. So yeah, you just really just gave them the all of you basically. So it's
and it was crazy because
I can see how they would put that on Smack for sure.
Yeah, and Smack, he used to be pimping girls, so everybody's looking at it like, bro, how you gonna snitch on your own?
Ass,
how you gonna snitch on your own people? You
just
was out there doing the
better
same
now.
thing.
He thinks he's better than everybody, and they all do that. T-Rail thinks they're better than everybody, and it's he was like, I got all these businesses. Y'all got to pay me $5,000 for a feature and all this.
Yeah.
He's like, you should be glad to have a feature by me. And I was like, damn, that's not going to really bring people in.
Yeah.
Hey, shouts out to them for doing their thing, and y'all got to deal with the consequences of your actions, man.